Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Algorithm Avenue. In our previous videos, we have successfully discussed about what is backpropagation algorithm. Second is code implementation of backpropagation algorithm. This is the third video on backpropagation algorithm series. Now, in this video, what we'll be actually discussing is how backpropagation algorithm and gradient descent algorithm work together. Okay. Now, before diving into this topic, let's take some initial assumptions to proceed further. This is a sample dataset that I am taking, and this is the sample neural network I am considering so that I can proceed further in this topic. So now let's begin. First, to understand how backpropagation algorithm and gradient descent algorithm work together, first we need to know where do we actually implement our backpropagation algorithm in our code. Okay, in our previous video, I have shown you how we can build our backpropagation algorithm from scratch. Okay, in the parts of the code where we have built our backpropagation algorithm from scratch, where did we actually use backpropagation algorithm? Okay, now I'll be writing some two equations. You need to tell me where did we actually use the backpropagation algorithm. Okay, first my first equation is w new is equal to w old minus learning rate dou L by dou w old. This is the weight addition formula, and b new is equal to b old minus learning rate dou L by dou b old. This is the bias updation formula. You might have already guessed that where did we actually use our backpropagation algorithm. Okay, this is a part of the equation where did we actually use our backpropagation algorithm. Okay, you might have some doubt that where did we actually use this backpropagation algorithm in these terms. Okay, so and to understand that first we need to understand two topics. That is, the first topic is about the loss function and the second topic is the gradient. Okay, first let's go through our first topic. Okay, so first we'll be going through our loss function. This is the loss function I have considered to explain you the entire concept. Okay, why I have considered this means for the loss function is I have considered the regression dataset, so I need to take corresponding means for the loss function. Okay, now when you observe this loss function, you might have guessed that it is a constant, and the only term you can vary is this y hat value. So you can vary this y hat value and minimize this loss function output. Right now, how can I vary this y hat value? Okay, so to understand how you can actually vary this y hat value, you need to understand the expansion of y hat. Okay, now what I'll be doing is I'll be expanding this y hat value in two stages. Okay, in stage 1 I'll be expanding it from here to here, and in stage 2 from here to here. Okay, now let's write our first stage equation. Y minus, I'll be writing my first stage equation, that is from here to here. How can I actually represent this y hat value? Okay, which comes out to be O11. O11 is the output of this node multiplied by W211 plus this node output multiplied with this weight. O12 multiplied by W212 plus B21 whole square. This is the expansion of the stage 1. Okay, now when you observe this expansion of the stage 1, you might have already guessed that the further expansion could be of these two terms. Right now, I need to further expand these two terms so that I can prove that my loss function is dependent on all the 9 trainable parameters. Okay, now I'll be writing this outputs individually. Okay, instead of writing it inside so that it becomes clumsy, I'm writing it outside. Okay, now let me write this O11. Okay, my O11 is this node output. Right now, for this node output, this all becomes input. Right, this all becomes input means this connection and this connection becomes my input. So I'll be writing my O11 as xi1 multiplied with this weight 11 plus xi2 w1 21 plus b1. added with this bias. Next, I'll be writing the expansion of O12. O12 is equal to xi1 multiplied by 12, okay, 12 plus this input xi2 w22 plus b12. Okay, this is my expansion. Okay, there may be some mistakes in the notations, but never mind. Let just I need to just I want to explain to you that my loss function is dependent on all the 9 trainable parameters. Okay, now when you write this, when you replace this o11 with this equation, you will o11 and o12 with these equations, you will be observing that by leaving the constants behind, you will be observing that the loss function value is dependent on 9 trainable parameters. Okay, now for tuning this L value, means to minimize this L value, you need to tune all your trainable parameters. In the next section of the video, we'll be seeing a small plot and understand how can we actually change this loss value. In our previous section of the video, we have successfully proven that our loss function is dependent on all the 9 trainable parameters. Now, let me draw a small curve regarding this loss function. Okay, as I said you, my loss function is dependent on 9 trainable parameters, means it is a curve in 9-dimensional space, but I have drawn here 3-dimensional space because my I cannot actually represent this 9-dimensional space, so for simplicity I have drawn it in 3-dimensional space. Okay, this is my loss function curve in 3-dimensional space. Okay, now before analyzing this loss function curve, first let's understand the basic difference of differentiation and gradient. Okay, the differentiation is nothing but when a function is dependent only on single variable, you do differentiation, and when the function is dependent on multiple variables, you calculate partial differentiation. This partial differentiation is nothing but gradient. Okay, this is the basic difference between differentiation and gradient. Now let me show you a small example. This is a curve of x square. This is a curve of x square. Now when I do the partial differentiation of this x square curve, you will be getting 2x. Note x is equal to 1, my value will become 2. Right? Means this specifies that for 1 unit change in x, for 1 unit change in x, there will be 2 units change in y. This is the concept of partial differentiation or differentiation. Now let's come back to our topic. Now this is a curve in 9-dimensional space, right? Means this is my loss function curve. My gradient descent will initially start from here or here. Okay, either here or here. Its aim is to reach this, to converge to this global minima point. Now to converge to this global minima point, it needs the access of all the 9 elements. Okay, sorry, all the 9 trainable parameters. Now to give the access to this gradient descent algorithm, my back propagation algorithm will help to it. Okay, means my back propagation algorithm will help gradient descent algorithm to access all the 9 trainable parameters. Okay, now in our previous video, you have, in our previous section of the video, you have seen that w new is equal to w old minus learning rate dou l by dou w old. What is this actual value you are subtracting through our weight updation formula is, you are subtracting this partial derivative value. You are actually subtracting this partial derivative value, that is the value of the gradient, to obtain this w new. Means to reach from this point to this point, you are subtracting partial derivative value, that is nothing but slope. Okay, this is the concept of back propagation algorithm and gradient descent algorithm. Back propagation algorithm will provide the entire 9 trainable parameters to gradient descent algorithm, so it can perform this gradient operation and converge to this global minima point. Okay, this is the entire video on back propagation algorithm and gradient descent algorithm. Okay, hope you like this video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.